Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. Well, as you just saw, just been checking out the papers from Sunday. Had a couple of uses after a second edit, a couple of uses that I've missed on, but more about that in a bit. Yeah, it's fantastic to be pitchside again, and I've been really privileged. I've been able to secure 1 or 2 shifts a month with Shutterstock, so paid shifts, very much like I used to shoot with PA down on the south coast. And like I've said before, when I moved up to Lincolnshire, I gave up a bit because I knew I was treading on someone else's toes, but I had a word with the guys at Shutterstock. They've managed to find me 1 or 2 shifts a month, so fingers crossed. We should be shooting quite a lot of football this season, all being well. Shot a couple of games. Shot Rotherham versus Blackburn Rovers a couple of weeks ago now, second week of the football season. Must do a video on that. And then more recently, this weekend just gone, I went all the way down, about a 3.5 hour trip down to Ipswich Town for their game against Leeds. And never been to Ipswich before, so the guys on the desk said, "Oh, do you fancy travelling down to Ipswich?" I said, "Yeah, never been there before." So yeah, it was great, and really great to meet up with another subscriber actually, Carl Newell. Great to meet you, mate, and all the best for this season. I know you keep an eye on the videos, so yeah, it's great to meet you, Carl, and also catch up with Sean Brooks, who I used to shoot with at Action Plus. He's mainly London based, so it was great to meet up with Sean, and Richard Carver as well, who is Ipswich photographer. So yeah, great to meet up with you guys. But anyway, without further ado, I've got a few images lined up, just briefly to go through the set, a set that I would go through, that I would capture for every game. I'm sure you guys are exactly the same. So let's jump into the laptop and have a look at the images. Right, this first image, just a general view. Always try and start the set. Basically, I always approach my football games where I would approach someone in the street who's not a football fan, show them the set, and hopefully they can gather up some sort of, it'll tell them a story. So that's how I always start my set. So a general view of the ground. I know most of you guys start with that, just a general view of the ground. Quite like this shadow. And obviously, what was I at? I was at F10 for this one, just so that I've got the Ipswich Town Football Club quite sharp as well. So yeah, that's that one. Again, I went up into the stands, another general view. You can see that it's quite a sunny, bright day. Some big shadows about, blue sky, fluffy clouds, so sort of portrays what the day's going to be. And then waiting for the fans to start coming through the turnstiles, just something a bit generic again, something a bit different. One of the Ipswich fans coming through the turnstile here. I went for a walk round the ground and saw, I think, what must be presumed father and son having a kickabout, and he had his Ipswich Town shirt on, so another nice general view. Just gives the picture of what's going on around the ground before kickoff, you know. And quite like this one. I do like to try and compose something a bit different, and this chap's obviously waiting for the turnstiles to open. But all the way around the ground, they've got massive posters, if you like. That made a really nice GV, really nice. Really chuffed with that. And then obviously team bus arriving, so we've got Leeds United arriving, just a couple of the players coming, and then obviously manager, Daniel Farker, Leeds new manager. Just nice to get a couple of him, and then followed him into the ground, and then a bit cheeky of the Ipswich Town groundsman really, turned the sprinklers on just as the lads were looking round the pitch, which made a nice shot. But and then now this guy here, new signing. I was fortunate enough. I always do, obviously, like I've said before, do a bit of research, and I knew that they'd signed someone, Joel Pirro, I think his name is. So I was keen to get a shot of him, obviously before the game. So yeah, that was their new signing. Then waiting for a bit of warm up. Again, their new signing, just foot on the ball, generic stuff, but it's building up that set. A bit more warm up, just 1 or 2. Back to the bench. This is Ipswich Town manager. I quite like this because this could tell, you know, obviously you don't know how the game's going to portray, but just a bit of expression, a bit of reaction. So quite like that image. And also the reason that I'm doing this video from spare room is there's quite a big brief I know when I've done my videos in the past, just plonk this camera down, press record, and then, you know, occasionally chat to you. But even though it's just rolling and I'm not really touching it or anything, it's still something a little bit extra to concentrate on. The brief for the Shutterstock shifts, it's quite big really. They've got the EFL contract, so anything with EFL on it, you've got to try and get EFL patches on the players' arms, branding. If I just go somewhere, I think I've got one somewhere. Let's have a look while we're talking about it. There, look. Where's it gone? Let's go back. They've got British Red Cross on the numbers this season. So again, any sort of branding, got to try and get. Obviously, we've got the ref there. And although it's small, you can see the EFL roundel there, or the logo. So anything like that, branding on this round the pitch, we'll come across that in a minute. But there's lots and lots to do. Football boots, Nike, Adidas, you know, all the different makes of football boots. Got to try and grab that as well. So there's a big brief to capture, as well as getting all the match action. So yeah, so made sure I get one of the ball. I always get one of the match ball anyway. I know most of us do, but just nice with that EFL. Logo there, and then Daniel Farker again, bit of reaction. It could go to several different stories. This could dejection or thinking or game plan, what his game plan was. So yeah, that was obviously stood in the dugout, and then it was really quick action. This was, I'm still, how many minutes in? I'm trying to look at the time. 8 minutes past 3. This is still getting a bit of the managers sent off and getting sat down, getting set up after the handshake, sending the handshake off, and anything else that you've got. Before you knew it, was an own goal, an Ipswich own goal, Leeds United own goal. So Ipswich went 1-0 ahead. Didn't get it. It was just a quick cross, and as you can see here, I think it's Rodon. He nicked it in instead of putting it out for a corner. He nicked it in past. I can never remember his name. Say his name. Meliele, is it? Past his own keeper and in for 1-0. So didn't get that one. Then we've got I can't remember his name here. Leeds captain having a bit of a word with the ref, and I know this year, as you guys probably know, it's near enough a yellow card. Anything said to the ref, but obviously Bobby Madley was quite lenient here, and I got this shot and I thought it was going to be a yellow card in a minute. He's giving the ref some stick, but there wasn't, so sent that one off. Leeds fans celebrating. It's always good to get a bit of fan reaction. With Leeds, I think they scored other end of the pitch, and this is one of the images that I'm going to talk about in a minute when I found in the second edit. But yeah, they scored the other end of the pitch. Didn't really get much celebration, although I didn't think I'd got much celebration. So I turned the 400 to the fans, got a bit of fan reaction. It's always good to get something. Obviously, I think there are one or two gestures towards the Ipswich fans that I was sat in front of there. But yeah, going on to the celebration. Obviously, it's the new signing that scored. I think this is the second or third goal. New signing scored it. I'm just hosing down as he's running around, and I think I sent that one off. But, as you can see here, I didn't send this one off. Didn't find it until my second edit on the Sunday, and this is what I was going to basically just chat about a bit on this video, the importance of a second edit. I obviously sat down in the press room after, just went through the set again really quickly and missed this on the Saturday evening, so it didn't get sent for the papers on Sunday. Going through my set on Sunday and then getting all the stock imagery, you know, top half players, because this time of year it's always good to collect as much stock imagery as you can. Obviously they were in the away kit, so I got as many top half and man with ball shots as I could for stock for the rest of the year. And I was going through that on the Sunday and came across this, and boy oh boy did I kick myself, because this was really good shot, and this one as well. Obviously it's a massive pull and he's a bit soft. They're a bit soft, these two. But yeah, on the Saturday during the game, obviously live when there's lots going on, totally missed these when I was choosing which images to send off live, if you like. And yeah, and that one as well. So found these on Sunday, and I said to Rach, I've got to get these sent off quick. You never know. You never know. With him being the new signing, because he was mentioned in the reports in the papers on the Sunday, and I was kicking myself. Anyway, sent these 3 images off. So I sent this one, and that one. Sent them off and thought, you never know. And lo and behold, where's that one? So that's that one. Lo and behold, on the Monday morning, it appears in the mirror. You can see that. So chuffed to bits that I sent it. Not only was it in the mirror, but it also made the verdict, which is the football cutout. You can see that in the mail on the Monday. So that is the importance of doing a second edit and having a good look through, or even more to the point, not rushing about during the game live, and trying, if you can, without missing any action, to locate or to tag the images that count. So yeah, that's a big learning curve really for me. Slow down a bit. I've said it in past videos, always slow down and concentrate. And yeah, there was so much going on. I think this was the 3rd goal. This was 3-1 just before half time. Fans were reacting. I was trying to get stuff on the bench, getting all sorts, as well as going through this set. And I did send 1 or 2 off, sent that one off, but missed these. But anyway, it all paid off in the end. So yeah, that's what I was just going to talk about, second edits and how important it is. Doesn't matter when it is, if you're sending off live or if you're sending off the next day, always, because the papers do cover the games again on the Monday, so always good to do a second edit. Either after the game, concentrate a bit more than I did, or on the Sunday. So yeah, anyway, let's just go through these. So yeah, we've looked at that one. Again, a lot of yellow cards this year for time wasting, so this player was on his back. Just shot that just in case Bobby Madley, the referee, got his card out. He didn't, again, quite lenient. But as soon as he started looking over the player, he got up, which I think we're going to see a bit of this season. But yeah, and then but really just match action. So Meliele here, just gathering the ball, and you'd think that was a foul, but I think the Ipswich fans wanted a penalty, but obviously he's got the ball miles before the player's gone over him. Oh yeah, this is the branding. So obviously Sky Bet on the digiboards. That's another image of in the brief. Fans watching the game, Sky Bet on the digiboard. So I just quickly shot round and shot that for the brief. Bit more action. Again, something a bit different. Got the Adidas football boots and the EFL. Hopefully one game, I'll get the EFL badge facing me for a corner or something like that, or a throw-in. But good to send that off. And then this was Leeds' 4th goal. Shot it away from me, but carried on following round. And nice celebration. I think this went online on the Saturday evening. Good celebration there. And then just the clouds, the dark clouds came over towards the end of the second half, and floodlights came on. So it's just another general view. But had the heavens opened or whatever, could have been a bit of an image for a story, wet end to the game or whatever. But yeah. Oh, and this was quite funny. Bobby Madley, this player, his boot came off. He cleared the ball and his boot went flying in the air. And Bobby Madley, he was putting his boot on, but he was taking his time. And Bobby Madley said, off you get off the pitch and put your boot on. So yeah, they really are keeping an eye on time. But again, another generic Adidas football boot image. But bit more action. I'll have to try and get a nice close-up on them boots, crikey. Smart boots they are. Where's it gone? Let's have a look at them. I have to keep an eye on them. What are they? Puma boots. Yeah. Look out for them. But say anything different, you just never know. I mean, if you do send stuff to the desk, try and get as many football boots as you can. You just never know if they're going to get used or not. But again, keep an eye on the bench. Daniel Farker, he subbed the new signing off. And I think this appeared online somewhere as well in one of the Leeds papers or something, just congratulating the new signing. Bit of reaction, bit of dejection from the Ipswich manager. Always good to keep an eye on the bench. This is on the 400. I think I might. No, this was before I put the ×2 converter on, because I always put the ×2 converter on for a bit of manager action for 5 minutes. Obviously, it makes it an 800mm, and I go to about F10 to take the shutter speed down as much as I can, so something like 620 or something like that. As you can see, the ISOs are massive on this look, 12,800, yet not a lot of grain. Still good on the 1DX, the old 1DX, even the Mark 1, brilliant. And then into full time, and not sure if there was going to be a story about this player, number 18, but bit of a nice embrace from Daniel Farker, so I thought I'll shoot a few frames of that. So you just never know what's going to come out from the stories after the game. So yeah, always good to keep an eye out what the manager's doing, if he's talking to any of his players or not. But yeah, whether or not he was consoling him or not, I don't know. But anyway, nice to get an image of that. And then a thumbs up from Daniel Farker, new manager and all that palaver, so I just shot a few of him. Well, I hosed him down actually all the way around the pitch at full time, but yeah, nice shot there. And it was good that I didn't really move far at half time. I just went round the corner to make sure I was in front of the Leeds fans, with them being 3-1 up. Didn't really want to move because I did Ipswich attack first half, but anyway, yeah, another football boot here, another Puma boot, and then one to finish off, just the Leeds fans singing. They were singing away at full time. I think they stayed in the ground for, whether or not they weren't allowed out for about 10 minutes or not, I don't know, but they were singing away. It was quite good actually. But yeah, and that's that. So chuffed to bits to get a couple of uses in the paper, absolutely brilliant. And yeah, the importance of a second edit, or slow down during the match and make sure that you send off all the images you need to send off live. But anyway, it's all a melee, isn't it? I'm sure some of you guys have missed off stuff before, but yeah, it's good. It's great that we've got two opportunities. We've got the Sunday papers to get in, and then again, obviously, the Monday papers to get in. So, and then any stock or imagery or anything. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Well, let me know what you think to these videos where I go over the game afterwards in the spare room, in the office, whatever. I quite enjoy it actually, because I can look through the set and I can talk about the set, and obviously when you're looking through I can remember how the game went, and I can talk about each image a bit more. I can look at the settings, whereas when I do things pitch side, if ever I do a game on commission for a different agency, I might well film a game, you know, when there's not so much pressure and there's not that massive brief, the EFL brief and all the branding and everything. But whilst I'm shooting for Shutterstock, I'll do match analysis, if you like, and go through the image set back at home. It's certainly nice and relaxing to go through it anyway. But you just not got all the fans swearing behind me. But anyway, job's good, and hopefully I'm going to try and get hold of an R3 in the next week or two off Canon, if I can get one on demo, and we'll take that along to a game and see how the R3 goes. But yeah, it's funny really. I've had a few seasons out of it, and then I was sat next to Sean in the press room afterwards, and just was talking about some of his images and that, and obviously he's gone mirrorless now, and quite a few guys have gone mirrorless, and it's a step I'm going to have to make before long. The 1DX Mark 1's still holding their own, like with that image just then at ISO 12,800. Not a lot of grain, but yeah, I think it's going to be time to go mirrorless soon, but probably an R5. But yeah, if I can get my hands on an R3 and one of the new RF lenses, I'll certainly do that, and we'll have a video on it. But anyway, thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll get the Rotherham set up, and I'll make another video on the Rotherham game in the next week. Next Saturday I'm at Mansfield Town, Mansfield versus Bradford. So again, I'll do a video like this from there, and hopefully we'll get a few goals to look at. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Comment below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, brilliant. Job's good, and have a good weekend's football, and catch up next week. Take care. Catch up soon.